Do you suffer from stress, anxiety, or depression? Do you find it hard to focus or to contain your emotions? Any of these things can take you down. So, what then are your personal health practices? If you don't yet have an integral or holistic wellness practice, you're in the right place. Podcast host Susan Axelrod, the confidence coach, has been practicing holistic wellness for 25 years. Along the way, Qigong and Tai Chi found her. After tiptoeing in, she dove into a committed practice and became a teacher and integral wellness consultant. She'll tell you Qigong and Tai Chi changed her life. In this podcast, she interviews practitioners, inviting them to share their stories about how these practices changed their lives too. Go grab your journal. At the top of a clean page, write down, "I want to feel better." Then take a breath and tune in to see if Qigong and Tai Chi can help. Hello, friends. Delighted to have this episode of how Qigong and Tai Chi changed my life. Today is a special episode. It's a follow-up to a podcast that is quickly really gaining traction that I did with 5 master teachers on the topic, how Qigong can support humanity today. Today's guest is Jessica Kolbe. Jessica was one of my own personal teachers in my certification. She's an educator in the health and wellness field. She's a level 3 certified Tai Chi and Qigong instructor. She's on the faculty for the Integral Institute of Qigong and Tai Chi, an organization that trains future Qigong and Tai Chi instructors. She leads certification trainings all over the United States and abroad. She has taught certification trainings at such esteemed retreat centers and institutes, and she has continued to certify students online. Jessica leads corporate workshops and classes in colleges, community centers, and senior centers, focusing on techniques to reduce stress, increase focus, and improve overall health and productivity. Wow, Jessica, how much do we need that today?
We need that today. And, it's kind of a chaotic time for many people, and it might be in your own personal life or it's beyond your life. And, how much do you let the chaos in? I think we all have to be very protective of ourselves, not to follow the news all the time, bring our awareness into our own worlds. I mean, I'm sitting here in my backyard in California in January, and it's warm, and I am so lucky and so blessed. And I would rather focus on my garden rather than the day-to-day changing news things. So yeah.
Well, the truth is that we emit energy. And so, as I've learned from you and the other teachers, and I've learned through my practice, the more I can be connected internally. We talked about interoception in our other episode. I can be in charge, and then I'm part of a good solution, not part of the problem. In my old type A days, honestly, it's hard for me to say it, but I was part of the problem because I lived in the stress and anxiety, and it was just right. It was like emitting out of me. So today, this special episode is so fun because I am asking master teachers, what is your personal go-to practice? Speaking of stress, when you yourself, the human that you are, get stressed or stretched, what is your go-to Qigong or Tai Chi move or practice?
Well, I love this question, and I really thought a lot about it. Um, because my first instinct was, well, I go to my breath. That's my first instinct, of course, to bring yourself back into your body. And then my second thought was, well, I shake. I shake out stress and trauma. We call it blithering. You can call it charging up the chi. You can call it throwing away toxic energy. But then the more I thought about this question, I realized that my go-to is a pose, and it's a standing pose. It's known as G, it's known as tree, it's known as warrior stance. It has different names. Um, and the reason that I'm choosing that one today, because that really is my go-to, is that I just moved. I was in a place for 14 years, and we moved, and it's a big deal to move. You know, you're focused on packing, and then you're not focused on moving, then you're unpacking, and then there's drama, and then there's other stuff, and you can't find
We
stuff. I
lose things.
lost my keys to my car for
Right.
2 days. I mean,
Yeah.
crazy earrings. I mean, all sorts of stuff. So after we had an event up in the Bay Area, and we decided to go to Yosemite for 4 days. And Yosemite is the most beautiful national park that I've been to. I haven't been to all of them, but it's kind of in our backyard, and I love it. And I decided to practice. Our room was fantastic. It was underneath the pine trees, and there was pine needles on the ground, and it was very soft. And I looked out, and all I could see out, what I saw was Yosemite Falls, and it's
Ah,
this hundreds of feet drop that it was raging because of the recent rains. And I decided to just start with spontaneous qigong. And spontaneous qigong is just kind of moving, moving, moving. Well, I found myself going back and back to tree pose and staying very long because it was so chaotic, the move. I needed to find inner stillness. I needed to find my center.
mm.
And I would be happy to take us through it.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so I like to do it standing. You can do it seated. If you do it seated, you do want to spread your palms wide. And if you're seated, you place your palms over your knees. This is called the Lao Gung. It's a energy portal. And so we want, if you're seated, you want to be able to receive the earth, the yin energy into your hand. So it'll bring it up into your core a little
Ah,
faster. But for standing, I first bring my awareness to my feet, and my toes are forward. So look down, make sure they're forward. And my knees are bent. My stomach is relaxed. My tailbone is down. And I float my arms to about the navel, or at highest ever, it should be solar plexus, but lower is better because then you're not going to fatigue. And the knees track out a little bit. It's almost like this isn't quite horse stance. This is more, I call it by two names, tree pose or wuji. And I'll go over what wuji is, but let's bring in the image of the tree. And I take a deep breath, and I allow my energy to settle downward. So my belly relaxes, my buttocks softens. I feel the heaviness of my pelvis. I feel the heaviness of my femur bones. I bring my awareness down into the calves, into the feet. And we have a point at the bottom of our feet. It's the kidney one point in acupuncture, or pressure. But I like the Chinese word for it, which translates to bubbling spring. And we allow that to open. And this is our connection to Mother Earth, yin energy, which is stillness, quiet. And I think about my roots as if I was a majestic sequoia tree. And they go down and they spread out. And it makes me feel anchored and grounded, connected. Roots are porous, so I can absorb vitamin and minerals from the soil. I can absorb nutrients, but it connects me to the heart of Mother Earth. My roots go really deep. And then I bring my awareness to my spine, and I start with the tail and I track upwards. And as I track upwards, I feel kind of a lifting sensation or a floating sensation, as if there's a cord attached to the crown of my head, gently pulling me up. I still feel weighted and grounded like a tree, but as if the top of my head was the top of the tree, I'm reaching towards the sky, the sun, the moon, the stars. And then I bring my awareness to the crown, and I allow that to open another portal where I can begin to receive the yang energy, the active, the light, the blessings, the insights, the connection to ancestors, enlightenment. So I connect to the yang and I connect to the yin, and I become an empty vessel where the yin flows up, it's dark and rich, female energy. The yang flows downwards, it's active, male, manifestation, creation. And then I begin to scan my body. Where can I soften? My face, my neck and shoulders, my arms. It's almost like they're resting on pillows. They're not weighted for me. It goes into my core, my legs, my feet. And then I smile to my heart, where the yin and yang meet, where balance and harmony can find each other. And I usually close my eyes. And there's a constant scanning of the body. Where can I relax? Where can I lengthen? Where can I find more space? And then I bring in my awareness to the breath. Allow my body to soften, lengthen, sink. And I stay here. And this pose is also known as Wu Ji. Wu Ji. Wu Ji means supreme emptiness. And as I bring my awareness into supreme emptiness, my body almost dissolves into the air. My mind is soft, softly directed, I'm going to say, because I'm scanning, I'm noticing, I'm emptying, I'm receiving. And I think about my heart, where the yin and yang meet, and I think about the third treasure of energy, which is Mother Nature and energy of all things. And I become almost a sponge, breathing in the oxygen from the trees and emitting carbon dioxide to feed the plants in the world. I connect with all beings. I connect to the sky, the earth, and I smile to myself. And I relax my mind. Let's stay here for another 3 breaths. And then we'll close this standing meditation. You can bring your awareness back to your roots in the sky if you like, or you can imagine you're holding and embracing emptiness. Wu Ji. It translates to supreme emptiness, nothing, before beyond, before everything. And then shift the weight to one side as we bring this energy of inner stillness, of no thing, into the body, soar. And then we'll close the practice by gathering from earth, life, and heaven. Feet are together. And I imagine a beam of light. And it flows down through my body. And as my hands move in front of my body, the body relaxes to receive. When we're tight, it's hard for energy to flow. We're nice and soft, connected to earth, connected to the sky. And then we'll do a little closing, one hand to the past, one hand to the future. None of that matters. What is most important now is the present moment. And I like to honor that. So that's really my go-to.
Oh my gosh, hold on, just give me a minute. Wow. I just want to say, whenever it is that people might be watching this, it could be sooner, it could be later, it could be years from now. as humans, we have things going on in our lives and we are affected by the things outside of our lives. What that just did for me, Jessica, was I felt the weightedness of my feet on the ground. I used my mind focus to bring in the earth below. I could see the earth in my mind's eye and I could feel it beneath my feet. And I could feel this heavy, in a good way, solid connection in the lower part of my body. And then, and I felt groundedness coming in. Then you have this situation where you're holding your arms up for a long time. That might be difficult for someone, but as you went, you lifted, you connected to the yang energy above, and then you begin to feel this weightlessness. So, that where you're just centered. I mean, oh my gosh.
Because we get off center, we got off balance. That's really when, when we're upset, we're off balance. And
Yeah,
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 so it's
yeah.
just a way to bring us back and into the present moment, and concentrate on our bodies, our hearts, our minds. But really, so this is a form of qigong, the wuji. And when I was in China, we were practicing with local people, and there was one man who stood there for an hour and a half, just stood there. And I thought, wow. So I got home and I tried to see how long I could hold it. Well, 17 minutes and everything was aching. So,
Right.
but now, I mean, I do it a lot. This is part of my meditation practice, and you can work up to it. And wow, it's like going on a little mini vacation. You
I
just
mean,
feel,
what you just even, I don't know exactly. I wasn't watching the time, so I don't know. I'd have to see later how long that was. But I'm here to say that progress is just 1 minute at a time. And then as you practice this beautiful, mindful meditation that's connected to your body, what you just talked us through was like, wow, it was like a standing meditation that you set an intention for your wellness, your well-being, your groundedness and feeling centered. And so when you're stressed or stretched, when you're in personal difficulty, when you feel the external forces coming at you, you can come into, this is also called dissolving in chi, right? The wu ji.
yeah, you could call it that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the ninth
solving.
phase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where you just dissolve in chi and you just are in this wu ji place. I mean, oh my gosh. Also, it's obvious that you really do practice that yourself because I could feel the energy of that coming off you. And that's really what we're here to speak to whomever is watching or listening. These practices are available to you. And I must say, that was pretty easy, Jessica. There was nothing complex about that.
Well, the mind is busy. This is what Qigong makes Qigong different from everything. I am consciously guiding myself. And I'm saying it out loud, but when I'm by myself, I say it to myself. My face is relaxing. I'm relaxing. And that guides the mind. That keeps the mind from wandering, keeps it from jumping into the next thing. And you can see where it goes. I really kind of forgot to mention, when we do establish our roots, stress and tension have an avenue to leave the body because the roots are porous, so we can release. It is a releasing, and it is a releasing from us when we open these healing portals. And we do close them when we close the form, so you know that you're not vulnerable to toxic energies.
Right. That's so good. I just want to say you did it again. Every time I interview you, I say this, and I don't care that I'm repeating it because good things bear repeating. You called it in this beautiful movement, this mindful standing meditation to smile. and to your body, to your organs. And you're the one who taught me that. I taught my own class this morning, and I use that practice that I learned from you, and that to say, like you just said, you remind yourself. If you're alone, you're doing this with yourself. You can remind yourself to smile, and when you do that, you're actually creating this, from the external to the internal. So that was beautiful. Thank you so much, Jessica. Thank you for your time. Thank you for leading us today. And I'm already always looking forward to our next conversation. But before I go, where would you like to point people to get a hold of you and, watch your videos and see your beautiful teaching and output?
Oh, thank you. Well, I just want to say it's such a pleasure, Susan, and I'm honored to be one of your podcast people. And I just love everything that you're doing. And I'm so glad you're inspired and sharing this practice as we do, because it emanates from us, and it is calming for others. So if you want to know more about what I do, you can go to my website, which is www.qigongsb.com. It's spelled QIGONGSB.com. And you can Google Jessica Kolbe YouTube Qigong, and I've got, oh, wow, I don't know, hundreds episodes.
I know, because I do that sometimes. I just find you on YouTube and I follow your practices. I truly, truly do. And I cannot say how much I encourage people to just do that and just watch and follow. It's simple to follow. This stuff just emanates out. And just by watching, you're going to benefit, I promise. So I'm here to say, yeah, just Google Jessica Kolbe with a K and you'll find Qigong. All right, Jessica, wishing you the best always, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you, Susan. Be well.
Thank you. You too.